episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me, I have.
Kage, how's it going?
Good. How about you, Kage? We got a decent show planned for you today. One of the first stocks we're going to talk about tonight is DNA. DNA. Last tick we have was $2.75. Going to the year-to-date chart, this one has been the most consistent out of all the out of a lot of the stocks there. Why? Because it's one of those biopharmaceutical stocks there, and it's got a lot of heavy-hitting news all the time. So with this year-to-date chart, it's one of the only dip-off we had. Looks like was back. Let's go back here to. We had a dip off in July of 2021, but it's been staying slow and steady since January. Obviously, around what was it, November 21, you had your dip there, but that's one of the corrections of several corrections to come. Going into what would you say they do here? They're a biotech company. Their platform is agnostic and enables biotechnology applications across diverse markets, from food and agriculture and chemicals into pharmaceuticals. It operates cell programming and foundry and biopharmacy segments. The company was founded by Jason Kelly, Rashida Shelley, and is headquartered in the People's Republic of Massachusetts. So going on to stock twits, Kage, because that's where the real traders are at. What do you got on the twits about this?
I'm seeing a lot of bulls for this stock. Here's one take from Dubs D's. He says DNA. Keep in mind, downtrend still intact until it's not.
Is that D's
Anything
nuts
can
or what?
happen. Buy at areas of support over the yellow/blue line, and things start to get interesting. And he's got his chart there with the averages, and they're starting to look really close to one another in the charts that he has. Another take here from, how about M. Bleezy? She says, DNA bullish. Kathy is literally telling us this is Tesla all over again.
You also have Sailing B. I don't know if you saw this one. He writes, DNA, things overheard in the MIT meth lab. So now how are we going to become profitable again? You see, eventually one of these companies we start as a major breakthrough, and the women going want to pay twice so much for makeup, and the farmers will pay twice as much as nitrogen. It says, we will be rich, still a scam. So Sailing Bees calling this a scam. So going on to the website, Biology by Design. Biology is the most advanced manufacturing technology on the planet. They program cells to make everything from food to materials to therapeutics. One of the things they got going on is scaling COVID-19 testing for communities. Let's go. It says learn more. Let's check it out. When the coronavirus pandemic hit in Boston, they knew to meet the challenge, tracking the virus diagnostic capacity was quickly built to test people with symptoms in order for the public efforts to track asymptomatic spread. They scaled back the program for communities across America, concentric by Ginkgo. And then they also have the national effort by Ginkgo's public health and biosecurity effort. They come together with the goal of testing capacities to schools across America looking to operate person to person or hybrid to meet the demands. What else do you got on the twits there?
How about this from Red Panda DNA? He says, DNA bullish. 1.5 bill in cash, 2 mil adjusted EBITDA last quarter. Massive downstream payments from Bayer second half of 2020, which fall to the bottom line. Perfect position for more acquisitions to drive down costs and increase platform technical ability.
You also have here, M. Bleezy says, Kathy is literally telling us that this is Tesla all over again. Do you believe that at all, Kage?
I think I did that one. Yeah. I think she's just overstating things and just.
You ever notice all the time everything's always, let's see, the next Tesla or the next Nike or the next this or that, and then once the hype is gone, it's not the next anything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what else you got on your end?
How about this one from Skies of Blue? He says, Chip Foundry DNA bullish. Chip Foundry platforms INTC, TSMC, Cloud Infra platforms, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Bio 2.0 Foundry platform. That's DNA Foundry, baby. Patience. Good luck to all.
So he's going and saying that this one's going to be just like this one, huh?
Hmm.
Or is he saying it's going
I
to follow the record of these ones?
I think I think he's saying that might follow the pattern. I think.
Okay,
But
so
yeah.
with the national effort, Concentric by Ginkgo as Ginkgo's public health biosecurity effort, they came together with a good goal of providing high testing capacity to schools across America to operate in-person learning there. From Maine to Arizona, use testing to help protect the health and the community of themselves. As tens of millions of students and teachers prepare to come back to the classroom, this was obviously written at the beginning of the year, so we'll skip through that because that's put off till what, October, November 2022 on this one. So let's cut through the chase and go through the news. What else you got to the twits while I'm looking on the news on this one?
How about this take from Scotty doesn't really know? He says DNA bullish. DNA buys last week looking good. Lowered my average immensely. Loaded up and ready for a 5-year wait. They push it down again. Low twos dollars. I'll be buying a bunch more. Good luck, everyone. Sounds
Looks
like
like
he's trying to buy the bottom dollar and sit on it and watch it grow.
Yeah, you also have on Yahoo. They have this was 4 days ago. There was another article that came out. Not going to go into it because it pretty much had some other deals going on with it that weren't relevant there. But Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings shareholders have endured a 73% loss for investing in the stocks a year ago. So that's something to think about. Like I said, some of that is the correction. A lot of your stocks out there are overvalued just because we have to have a market correction. We can't stay the way things are. So you are in the 1970s. Hopefully, you don't go backward in time more to say the mid and late 30s, because then we could have a big problem. Let's hope sometime this will be reversed, but I don't know. We have lots of food riots and people starving across the world, and the world's going to pot, but you just can't see it because you haven't been able to find it because the alphabet news has been hiding it from you because they're too busy talking about different narratives and they want you to be distracted. So we'll see how that plays out, and we'll see. We don't know when the correction is going to happen, but could be any day, could be before the midterms. We'll see what happens. But going in with Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings on this 73% loss, the art of science of the stock market investing requires tolerance of losing money with certain shares you buy. When it comes to foolish to simply accept every extremely large loss, inevitable part of the game. It must be painful to be a Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings Incorporated. It must be painful for a lot of the companies out there, wouldn't you say, Kage? With what's going on with a lot of the stocks where they're losing all the time.
I think that's becoming the norm, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Right now.
it's painful for a lot of them. So, and that's for a lot of people are sharing that pain. So, and people are pretty pissed off right now. That's just the other thing there. So it's not a good situation. It looks like they're saying that the price plummeted 73% in that time. That's a striking reminder about the importance of diversification. Ginkgo Bio, I thought they said this was like going to be, wasn't Kramer out there with the pom-poms and everything saying that this is the best economic recovery ever in the history of the United States?
Maybe back in November or something.
Yeah, he's not out there anymore saying that, is he? I think he's got his disco ball at the 70s. You also had Bernanke come out as well, and he's like, yeah, I think we have stagflation. Didn't Cortez and Navarro just like say that like beginning of Biden's inauguration that was going to happen, the way the path was happening? You can go back to the recordings, guys. They did bring the receipts on that, just to give you a heads up. So don't look at just go to Getter and go check it out. They archive all their stuff. They called this a long time ago, and they've got the film receipts to prove it there. So no BS. You want to get ahead of the game? Go to Navarro and Cortez there and check out their stuff if you want to go back in time and look at their stuff, and go check out their stuff now too if you want to. And that's not a plug for them or anything. It's just they know what they're talking about on the economy. They have, and they it's not a good situation what's happening. So Bioworks Holdings has better days and ahead of course, looking forward to one period. Furthermore, down 51% about the quarter. It's not much fun for the holders. In worthwhile assessing if the company's economics have been moving in lockstep with the, did you notice I have lockstep there, with shareholder returns in disparity between the two. So let's just do that. They say the Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings isn't currently profitable, so analysts could look forward to revenue growth to get an idea on how fast the underlying business is of growing. Shareholders for unprofitable companies usually expect strong revenue growth. That's because they have been a confident company with sustainable revenue growth and negligible never makes a profit. So going on to the twits there, what do you got there? I'm going to get a drink here. Bang off some comments there, man.
Okay, how about this one from Neolithica? He says, DNA bullish. 1 million share block traded at the close. Did Kathy buy more? I think he's referring to some of the other traders, I guess.
Sailing B, he's putting out the hot takes on here with the crappy.
He's kind of a spammer, I think.
Yeah, people are just they're.
I've got another comment of his. He says, things overhead in an MIT meth lab. We are particularly excited about our planned transactions with Bayer, in which they will be establishing a flagship partner. What does Bayer say about this partnership? Well, nothing. Still a scam.
Hey, and we're going to cover his takes because his takes are, just because he's got a differing opinion, you have to have all the opinions. He could turn out to be right on this thing. You never know. We're just coming out with everything that everybody has because we're sharing all the information, because that's what we do on this show. It looks like he has more information there, but you can cover that. He's trying to get people to take his bait, but a lot of people are just not responding to him. They're ignoring him.
I think, or at the very least, they're putting him down.
Yeah. Did you see V92's take there at 1121?
1121.
Looks like he says he's having trouble with this one. Looks like most of their revenue is COVID and their real business is shrinking. 21.5 million down from 22.5, and they lost 592 million in quarter one. How did they lose 592? Good question to ask. You're going to have to go back into that. And then Sailing B comes in hot after this, and he says that he's just coming in with all his takes. You can check that out. His takes are worth a look. You also have the bulls on this one as far as what their takes are. So you have some of your information, and we have the latest alphabet news that was there. I'm not going to cover anything on this. We're not making any suggestions or anything. Just take a look, see where you want to get if you're here. But I'm moving on to the next one because the show's got to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, we're visiting this again because it's popping in the news. Going forward, the last tick on this was $5.14. Year-to-date chart on this, just because we don't have the charts up, we're having chart things happening, just some technical bugs we're working out in the system here. Going through here on the chart, it looks like you have a downward trend on this one because it's been shorted so much over time, and some of that has to do with volatility of the weed market there. Going into what would you say they do here if you didn't catch the other show on it, because we're not going to go to the website. Tilray Brands is a global cannabis lifestyle and consumer packaged goods company. It operates in Canada, the United States, Europe, Australia, Latin America. The firm is focused on medical cannabis research and cultivation processing, distribution in cannabis products. For adult use, medical, and bulk sales cannabis, and regulated licenses for sold retail and wholesale pharmacy, government, direct to patent. The hemp segment, seed, hemp foods, and broad spectrum hemp extract containing CBD are sold in unlicensed operations and sold to retail. Going on to stock twits, because that's where the real traders are at. Kage, what do you got on the twits there?
How about this take from Rask? He says TLRY, bullish. I was playing little from Friday, gain $8K, but I decided just holding 4,500 more, like insurance, to reduce the risk. Hmm.
Interesting there. What else do you have?
How about this one from?
Just gonna have you bang these things out over and over, just like comment after comment, just bang those suckers out for info for people.
Oh, how about this one? This is a take from Pope Trump. He says
Oh, Trump, huh?
TLRY. I
Hmm.
sold a lot of $2 puts. Let's hope this doesn't pull what every single other cannabis company has managed to do,
Yeah.
constantly go down. I sold leaps. I have a bullish position, but I'm bearish, just being real. I think we're being played. My position says that I think otherwise. I know this stock sucks, but I own it. It's the best stock in the worst sector. Basically, the smartest kid in the retard class is the
Hey,
LeBron James of the Special Olympics. I don't even know what to sell this at or when to sell it. I just kind of hedge it, sell calls, sell deep puts, buy short puts on pumps, etc. I think it's dropping tomorrow afternoon, but the stock is retarded. Maybe it'll hit $300 tomorrow.
yeah, it's okay. Nobody knows a lot of things, so you're not the only people in the
Don't
bunch
worry,
here.
buddy. You're not alone
No,
in this whole soup. So
no, we're all caught in the dog show. You're all caught with the only people that know what's going on are obviously the people in the man in the box, So they control the stuff there. You got anything to add to that there, Hog? There, Hog's busy. He's working on the technical stuff there, so we'll get back to him. He's chomping at the boards there. So going on to Seeking Alpha, looks like shares of licensed producer Tilray Brands is 8% in Monday afternoon trading. This article was written 20 hours ago. In the line of several other cannabis suppliers such as Sundial Growers, Aurora Cannabis, and Kron's. Today, the rally could be a result of upcoming quarterly earnings for Sundial, which is scheduled to release Monday at the closing bell. However, the rally is short-lived. Trading in cannabis companies have extremely been volatile in 2022, don't we know? And they're going to try to dangle a carrot for you and try to tell you that this is going to be you're going to get legalized and everything like that, and there's going to be a federal law. These guys are, some of it, I believe what's going on is purposeful, and they're going to try. You're going to see all the stops being played out over and over and over again. Is that not that far of a reach there, Kage?
no, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I would say they'll float something, and could they, Pat? It's just nobody can agree on anything. It's everything is falling apart with
Yeah,
them.
it's called tribalism, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So you've got this guy in the outhouse could be competing with James Buchanan for one of the worst ratings there. He has a chance to dig himself out of the toilet. He has a chance because everybody has a chance, but he needs to get his shit together, which I don't think he is because he's controlled. So and if you didn't know that before, then you had something wrong with you. So but don't rule out any of the stops that these people could bring out, because they'll pull out all the stops there if they have to when they go to the desperation card, just to get you to vote for them. And that's not saying the one party, that's saying all the parties there. So don't believe everything you read. I believe Tupac said only Alzay and weed, I think it was something like that. But Canadian cannabis companies have been battling inflation as well as drop off demand in following the pandemic surge. Yeah, because people aren't locked down. But don't worry, because there'll be probably something coming, or something they'll try to do things coming up shortly there. So it looks like Hog's working on the technical stuff there on the screen. So likely they will face additional competition from the U.S. Multi-state operators pending legislation involving marijuana legalization access to the banking system when approval. That would likely grow the market for these American companies. So there you have it right there. So they're toying around. Some stuff could be popping in the news, and then you'll see these things moving again. So what else do you got on the twits there, Kage?
How about this one from a Plus member on Stock Twits? He says, "You bought it one." He says, "TLRY, bullish. I have 50K coming in later this month. Damn sure wish I had it on my account today to buy more. Still holding 37K and not selling a one. Happy face."
Yeah. Um, You have what's his bucket? I'm trying to see here. Stephen Larry K. I was trying is blowing up. He's brought some receipts in there for people to look at. I guess he pulled something up on eBay. He's got bear takes, and he finally brought his receipts because I think people were pulling that out there. And then someone's put uh, someone's cheerleading for Fetterman on here for it's formerly Wook 17. He's pulling for Fetterman. I can't believe anybody would have a pom poms out for any politician on this thing. It's just with how far gone we are with both parties. I'm just like, I can't believe you got the cheerleading section here. Well, I hope he does it for me. You know, he's not going to do anything for you. So that's the thing is they're all paid shills. Let's see what else we got here. XO returns. Your squeeze is over, Mr. Game Watch. That's a decent take. What else do you got here? I'm just finding all the bear takes here from last week and everything like that.
Oh, how about this one from Jahir Dink? He says, bright green debuts on NASDAQ, moves up plus 215%. One of the few companies selected by the federal U.S. government to grow, manufacture, sell legally under federal and state laws, cannabis and cannabis-related products for research, pharmaceutical applications, and affiliated report. And I think he's including TLRY in that whole big thing with the Yahoo Finance links that he's pulling up.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how any of that plays out. They've got so many problems. Like, I wouldn't. We'll see what happens on these, how these play out with what happens, because there's just so much crap going down every single week. It's a new thing. So we'll just see what new thing they come up with. So I'm out of here. What about you? What do you got to say as far as anything on these? So it was a decent look at these again. We saw the news. We see people with their pom poms out for Fetterman, which, you know, pray that he can recover from a stroke. That's all I could say. And that's not saying I'm a supporter of him. I just don't like to see people go down like that. It sucks either way. It doesn't matter which party you're at. So hopefully he gets better so he can be strong to go against his person that he goes against. And I'm not a Democrat. I just like to not see a weak opponent. I'd like to see both people go against each other and have a good debate. So,
as far as me goes, I'd have to say with the stocks that are going right now, they're bottoming out, I can say, but it would be a good time to buy in if you want to make short-term gains. Good night.
okay.